I threw you a text real quick, like, "Yo, you good?" I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. I'll go on real quick.
I actually was like I was napping on my, like I was trying to watch the Meg 2,
Yeah.
and I was dozing. That's how bad it was. I was dozing, and I looked down at my text message. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, if you weren't gonna answer me, it was last minute anyway, so I was like, whatever, bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. Where we at? All right, you ready to go?
Ready to rock, bro.
Should we do our countdown or just wing it? Just go.
Do the fucking countdown. Yo,
what is going on, everybody? What is going on? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Stoop Life Podcast. Got my man here today with me, Mr. Paulie D. Stoop Life. Yo, how you doing, man? How you doing? You feeling okay today?
I'm good. I'm all right. You know,
yesterday was a rough day for you. Like, it was a rough day on like multiple ends. So
yes, it
was. You had to
today
to make your day a little bit better, to make that week go a little bit better.
It's tough. Yeah, the fucking Phillies and the Packers, and it just wasn't a good mix. It was like mixing, two different liquors.
It was tough.
It messed you up.
Yeah,
it was tough night. Tough night. But you know what? And there you go. But
I feel your pain. I feel your pain there. I mean,
but she knows.
What hurt worse for your dad here? What hurt worse for him? The Packers losing or the Phillies losing?
She'll probably say the Packers. She'll probably say right now the Phillies.
It had to be the Phillies. I mean, at least the Packers. You got a couple games left. It wasn't a good performance at all. We're gonna get into that a little bit here. We're gonna get a little bit into that tonight, guys. We're gonna hit you with a wide variety of things. We're gonna talk about our overreactions from this week in the NFL, Week 5 NFL. We're going to talk about our regular reactions because there's not really any more overreactions, quote unquote. There's a couple things we could talk about. More also about like overreactions on who the hell are you going to pick up on waiver wires in fantasy football. I don't know. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk a little bit about playoff baseball, mainly the Phillies because we are from Philadelphia. And then we're going to talk a little bit about UFC coming up. We got a couple great events to end the year. Combat sports people, we're going to get back into that. But main focus, let's start it off right now. Let's start with Thursday night football. Feels like it was a century ago. Now, I don't know if you guys were one of those people because there's 52% of fantasy football owners benched DJ Moore. 50%.
It's wild.
Yeah. So
and how did that back up? How did that backfire on them? I want to know how bad that ended up being for a lot of fantasy owners.
I want to feel a little bit bad for people because in our fantasy football group chat that we got going on, we had two people. One person asked DJ Moore or Garrett Wilson. And it was unanimous. We all said Garrett Wilson. Given the fact that it was, Thursday night football, the Bears, how are the Bears going to do on a short week? Garrett Wilson was in Denver. We're like, why not? And, that backfired on them. So sorry for anyone who took our advice on that one. I hope you still won your game because my fantasy football game, I started out 49-0. I was down, and I ended up winning still. I got lucky because of your Packers actually did one thing good for me. But let's talk about this. Whose performance do you think was actually better long-term, Fields or Moore? Because Moore had 200 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, but the guy that threw it to him had 4 touchdowns and like 300 yards.
I think this meant more for Justin Fields. Because everybody was saying he's a shitty quarterback, which I don't think he ever is. I don't think he ever was. But I think they finally got their camaraderie, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. I do hope that it's not longevity because I got to see him again this year. But my team got to play them. But you know what? Justin Fields has never been a bad quarterback. This is not the situation for him.
All that type of stuff. Yeah.
That's
how it is. I agree with you completely. I think Moore's been a good wide receiver his whole career. People just
he's been solid.
Carolina. Then he came over, had a couple bad weeks. He said some shit on Hot Mike where he wasn't happy about getting the ball, but I mean, come on, it is what it is. Speaking of coaching, though, my overreaction about this game, and I don't even know if it's an overreaction, but this is one of my overreactions for the game, is Riverboat Ron ain't no damn good coach. He ain't never been a good coach. He got lucky one year, and he ain't been good since. They need to kick his ass out and give Bieniemy the head.
I agree. I think that's why he's there, though. I think that's why Eric Bieniemy chose Washington instead of going to be a head coach for Houston or anybody like that. I think
he has an opportunity there. I mean, it doesn't really look good on him. But, I mean, I don't know. I think Riverboat Ron got to go. Bieniemy comes in. I agree with you. I think that's why.
I think he's there because he has a lot. This is the best team he could have probably chosen. Eric Bieniemy.
I agree. They still stink, regardless of who the coach is. But you got the most sacked quarterback in the league. Your offensive line is that bad. Washington, sorry, but you ain't gonna be good when you got a D quarterback and an F line. I mean,
I don't know though. I don't think Sam Howell's a bad quarterback though.
I don't like him. Listen, I got McLaurin in a couple leagues. Throw the man the fucking ball. Until you do, you suck.
He still has Dotson. I think they're using Dotson a little bit more. That's why.
I mean, we'll see. It's hard to be a good quarterback or win games when your offensive line's that bad. Hey, like I said on Thursday night's podcast, Washington is a lot overlooked because of the way they played Philadelphia, and they're not a good football team. Thursday night football, I don't judge teams, but I think the Bears have a lot of potential going forward coming off this game. Just let Fields be Fields, and we'll go. Now we got to talk about the other games we got going. We got London, Part 2. How unfair is it that they allow Jacksonville to stay in London for 2 weeks? Buffalo comes in, and then the Jaguars go 2-0 in London. They beat the Bills. Now they're 7-5 overall in London. I feel like they should just move Jacksonville to London. I don't know if that's an overreaction, but in my opinion, if you're looking for a team to go overseas, you start with London. But we don't really got a lot to talk about. We got Hollywood, London, ETN, 185 yards, like back-to-back games. Yeah. And I want to ask you something real quick. Did you see ETN's post about how he was playing himself?
He played himself. I was going to say that he played himself in a fantasy, and he was like,
he dominated. But I don't really think that's the story of the game. I think the story of the game is Stephon Diggs on the sideline with Josh Allen looking at him like, all right, dude.
Is he finally seeing that that's just Mike Allstott with an arm?
Well, see, the problem is here. So I originally saw it. I don't know if you saw the video of Stephon Diggs slamming his helmet with Josh Allen kind of like glazing over looking at him like, dude, relax. I didn't see the game because I didn't watch that game. But I assumed it was Josh Allen throwing a pick. But it was actually Stephon Diggs fumbling the ball.
It was him fumbling the ball.
I don't know how much that's actually going to affect going long-term forward, but I will say this. If the Buffalo Bills do not make it to the Super Bowl, do not expect Stephon Diggs back in Buffalo. I don't know if that's really an overreaction, but I think it's an honest reaction because these guys seem to not like each other. They're both very skilled, but they don't like each other. It kind of reminds me of T.O. McNabb. They're both good. They both play, but it's kind of like, I'm out. Yeah. You're on a hot mic. Your mic's off.
Sorry. They just don't mesh well. You know, a lot of great players can't play with other good players. I mean, I knock Josh Allen all the time. I do call him Mike Allstott with an arm all the time, but he's still a great player. Stephon Diggs. But you know what, though? Stephon Diggs had problems in Minnesota, too. So, I mean, Could Stephon Diggs possibly be a little bit high-headed? I mean, I like the guy.
I think Stephon Diggs is kind of the problem because of his ego. I mean, especially like now, like we just talked about before, we see these prima donna wide receivers, every one of them. Do I blame them? Not really. I mean, because look what they're getting paid now. They want to get them receptions because the more receptions they get, the more yards, touchdowns, whatever, their money goes up. So I don't really blame them because it is about money. But at the end of the day, like Stephon Diggs was freaking out that much at Josh Allen when it was his fault that they lost. I don't know the whole full details of what's going on there, but it didn't look too good. But all I'm going to say is stay tuned for my picks because they get the Giants this week. Lock. They are 14.5-point favorites. They're going to blow them the fuck out. Thank God I got Stephon Diggs in fantasy football. I'm playing Josh Allen, though I'm not too happy about it. But, hey, whatever. It is week 5, and there are only 2 teams that remain 5-0. One of them being our hometown Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. Another one being the San Francisco 49ers. Which team do you think is better, though?
I'm going to say it like this. I mean,
it's the answer for me. It really is. It's an easy
answer. Who do you think is better then?
If you're being an unbiased fan, how can you not look at what the Niners are doing overall as a collective team and not pick them? They are dominant on every
That's what I was about to say.
Ball. It's not there. I'm not even knocking the Eagles. Just the Niners look that good.
They just look that much better. My next question that was going to be after that, because I was going to say the Niners. Can we stop hating on Brock Purdy?
Listen, Brock Purdy played an unbelievable game. He was 17 for 24, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. And not only like them stats don't step out the paper or look at you like, oh wow, like he got them Josh Allen numbers. But the way that he executed every play against a defensive line like Dallas, because let's get it wrong, like we're from Philadelphia, we like to say, oh, Dallas sucks, this and that. Dallas is still a very good football team, and they chewed that defense apart. They chewed them apart, and it started with Brock Purdy because Christian McCaffrey only had, 53 yards rushing, and Brock Purdy was the one that picked them apart. So I'm not going to knock him. Right now, honestly, like if this guy was a first-round pick, he'd be no argument. They'd have him an MVP. But the fact that he was drafted last is why people are not getting him his credit. And it's like, y'all forget Brady was drafted last too, and Brady's putting up numbers. You're off again. Your mic's off again.
Yeah. I'm getting really tired of disrespect towards him though, because I like Brock Purdy. I think even last year, I don't think he would have been too much of a difference maker when you guys played him in the NFC Championship. I think he might have been a little bit better.
He's 12-0.
He would have been a little bit better. Yeah.
I mean,
so
at what point do we get to? Does he have to be 16-0 until we start saying, all right?
No. This is a body of work. This is a body of work that I'm very impressed with.
I mean, listen, like San Francisco runs a system that they run, but I mean, look, he's running.
He runs it perfect though. He's done it better than Jimmy G. Yeah. He's done better than Trey. But
they're like the reason I picked them is because they're just. I like the system they run. They got Bosa's dominating on the defensive side. Their defensive backs are good. You got IU, Kittle, Evo. I love them. But then we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles, no slouch either. We are 5-0. We won 23-14. They should have easily won that game by double digits, given the fact that they out-yarded them. 454 yards for the Eagles, 249 yards for the Rams. So that right there, that number right there, the fact that they only won by 9 and almost doubled them in yards shows the lack of efficiency that the Eagles are running on offense right now. And I'm not worried about it right now.
Is it your coordinator though? Is it your offensive coordinator currently giving you? I don't like the way he's drawing his plan up with you guys. And we gotta knock Hurts a little bit. And I love Jalen Hurts. I'm a big Jalen Hurts defender, but the decision making really isn't pretty right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that one interception he threw in the corner of the end zone, that was a hell of a play. It was a bad throw though. He shouldn't have threw it there, but it was still a great play on top of it. He did have 303 yards passing, 72 yards rushing. He was good. They finally got Goddard involved. So I like to say the coordinator's coming around, to get these guys involved.
That was big for Goddard to come out.
Yeah, you got to realize that if you get all these weapons involved in the game, it makes it a lot easier. But you still got, like we said with Fields, you got to let Hurts be Hurts. He's not a pocket passer. Can he pass in the pocket? Absolutely. But he's not your Brock Purdy type of guy. Like these NFL coordinators and owners and coaches, they seem to pay your quarterback and then all of a sudden just stick it behind the line. You got to let him play while they got that money. He's smart enough, too, where not like Anthony Richardson, ain't a rookie. He knows how to avoid getting a big hit. So he doesn't really get hit big. So I like that about him. But these defensive backs got to step it up because, listen, I get Nakua. The dude was balling. He had 7 catches on 11 targets. Yeah. And then Kupp had 8 catches.
My man Coop's back, bro. My man Coop came out. I was like, I still got it.
my overreaction for these guys right here is the fact that it might not be an overreaction. It's actually an honest question I have for you and I have for other people listening. If the Rams, they're 2-3 right now. Let's say they miss the playoffs and Nakua balls out and keeps doing what he's doing. Where's Cooper Kupp go?
You keep his ass. You keep his ass. You don't think Cooper Kupp? But you don't think Cooper Kupp's okay with being number 2?
No, I'm not even arguing that. I'm just saying if they are a miss the playoff team, Matt Stafford's older. You're gonna look for a quarterback in the draft. Could you possibly trade him and some picks or another player to build? Because what if Aaron Donald retires? That's a big hole you got to fill there. Cooper Kupp's a big piece. You got a guy like Nakua that can easily replace him. Like, look. The only reason I bring it up is because you remember what the Rams did with Jared Goff. Once Jared Goff was starting out on his contract year, they traded him. And they rebuilt it. That's why they traded him. So it's like Cooper Kupp, how much money is he going to ask? Because he's still a beast. So it's like, hey, I don't know. Because Nakua ain't getting traded, but maybe Cooper Kupp.
The injury, history is big, so maybe he could be getting traded.
I'll take
it's a shame, but shit.
I mean,
a lot of things got to factor in. A lot of things got to factor in that the Rams never really had a sturdy run game, so he was getting a lot of action.
Between two guys, they had 23 targets and 15 catches. Like
crazy.
It's crazy. I mean. And they're both running like the identical routes on the opposite sides of the field. It's me personally, like I keep them and I hope Stafford stays healthy. And I don't know because they're not a bad team. Maybe they get another running back. I don't know. There's probably going to be some players out there that are available if you can find any healthy. But yeah, what do you think about Joe Burrow? Is my guy back? Shout out to all y'all that put Joe Burrow on the bench this week because I know a couple. I played him. I played my guy because if he wasn't going to ball against him, he played Arizona. If he wasn't going to ball, I had to play him. Listen,
Joe Shiesty, we're going to see if he's back next week.
I don't think he's back. I think he got that Daniel Jones effect from 2 years ago when he's like, or when what's it called Eli, when Beckham was a pro and he just threw it up. Beckham caught it. It was just like, yo, just throw it up to Chase, bro. Like that dude can make plays. I mean, just throw it to him.
What did Chase say, though? What Chase said, I'm always fucking open. That's what he said. I'm always fucking open. He said, excuse my French. He said, I'm always open.
He's not lying, though. I mean, he literally was open. He had like 20 targets. It was crazy. What was his numbers here? I have him here. He had 15 catches, 192 yards.
Yeah, 92 yards, 3 TDs.
Yeah. Joe Burrow went 317 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception. I mean, I'm not going to say he's back yet. I didn't watch his game film on him yet, but, I mean, judging by that, it looks like he was. But at the same time, you're playing the Arizona Cardinals. So I don't know. I hope he's back. I like the Bengals, but
we'll
see.
I'm a big Joe Burrow guy, too, but I don't know, man. I don't know how things are looking right now for them. They got to get it together, bro. They're playing in the division. The division can get real ugly real quick, if you know what I mean. So that division is not. It's not pretty, bro. It can get ugly. You lose a game in that division, you lose the division.
I mean, I don't know. Right now they're 2-3. They're only 2 games back or 3 or 1. They're one game. Think about it, they're one game back because the Steelers somehow beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10 with like no offense playing at all. Like,
well,
like what happened? What happened in Baltimore?
The Raven, you know what it is? Lamar doesn't play well against Pittsburgh. He never does.
So
it's 2-5, I believe. He's not good.
I want all of you guys right now that are listening or watching on our YouTube at Stoop Knockout to go look up Lamar Jackson's actual stats for that game. And then go look at the team stats. Lamar Jackson only had 236 yards in that game, but he had a quarterback rating of 92 plus. That's because they had 7 drops. They're wide receivers.
7 those wide receivers are trash, bro. They are not good right now.
Like, so every single person wants to knock Lamar Jackson, but it's like they catch them balls, they win that game 34.
It's not good, man. The receivers drop. It looks like they had a bunch of Kentavious Tonys out there. So,
I mean, listen, they were still up 10-0. They gave up 17. Yeah. They gave up 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How good is Mike Tomlin, bro? Like, how good is Mike Tomlin? Like, this dude just wins, bro. Like, unbelievable.
Hall of Fame coach. There's nothing else you can say. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Now,
he's one of the greatest for a reason.
I'm going to pick the Steelers to continue to win that division. I'm going to take Baltimore. But this win right here is a very, very good win for the Steelers going forward. If they could somehow manage to figure out how to get that run game going, they could be pretty good.
I agree. I like that too.
Do you got them winning the division, Baltimore or Pittsburgh? Or you got the Bengals coming back?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's actually going to win this division. This is the ugly. I'm not saying ugly in the ugliest way. I'm saying like this is a hard division, bro. This is Kensington of the NFL. It ain't pretty, bro. And you're not going to go to any of these teams, and this AFC South is nasty. So it's up for grabs, in my opinion. It's up for grabs. I mean, for all we know, the fucking Browns might pop out. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's weird, man. You know what though? It's old school football. That division comes with old school football.
Yeah,
and I love it. So
let's talk about a little bit of wild numbers that we had from this week. It's gonna be something new I have here, but we got a couple wild numbers we have here. First one is the Miami Dolphins. Everybody wants to talk about the Miami Dolphins. They actually broke the 2000 Rams record for most total yards in the first 5 weeks of the NFL season with 2,568. I don't have on top of me what the number for most yards in the season is, but I'm going to say they're going to break it, even though they just lost Achane, the running back. They got Mostert. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like they could win with this type of offense, like the way that they're playing, or do you think Miami
in this NFL today? I mean, Patrick Mahomes just had a record year last year with yards. I mean, it's about airing motherfuckers out.
Yeah, I mean, they just traded for Claypool. They got your boy Robbie chosen. It's actually Robbie Anderson. That's why I didn't know who the hell it was. We called it 6 7 yards.
That's Temple's.
Like, who fucks this guy?
That's Temple's finest, bro. That's Temple's finest.
Yeah. I mean, they are just fast. They got Achane out though, so for all you fantasy football players,
but they still have Mostert. Are we forgetting they have Raheem Mostert sitting there? I mean,
listen, it's like, I mean, they're so fast. It's a
track meet.
Keep Tyreek Hill on that field, and you'll be all right. If Tyreek Hill catches his injury bug, like a lot of these other players we're going to talk about shortly here, that offense is going to go. It's going to go down. So why are we not talking about Tyreek Hill as MVP, guys? Just saying.
They don't like wide receivers.
That offense without Tyreek Hill is not even close. So I don't know. Another stat I want to bring up for you. C.J. Stroud. I'd love to hate Ohio State quarterbacks. He's in the NFL. They stink. But this guy is going to be great.
Bad motherfucker. Motherfucker right there.
He's good. He now holds the record for most consecutive pass attempts without an interception to start a career at 186. That's pretty good.
Crazy.
And honestly, the way I'm watching this guy, he looks like he's not going to – I mean, they're going to probably announce it and say it during the game so they'll jinx him. But as of right now, dude is – he's accurate, bro. He's accurate.
Very accurate.
Tank Dell, your boy Tank Dell, got a concussion, so he's likely going to miss next week. So maybe that'll factor in. But let's just pick a number for shits and giggles. We're going to have a $5 bet here.
Cheesesteak bet. Cheesesteak bet.
I like a $5 bet for the Philly Fades, Philadelphia Eagles Autism Foundation that we are running on Sundays.
Shout out to Philly Fades. Shout out to Eagles Autism.
We're gonna have a bet for that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there, go back, check our page. We're running a fundraiser charity foundation for the Philadelphia Eagles Autism Foundation. Shout out Philly Fades. He's doing haircuts for charity. We'll be live this weekend again, Sunday at 12 p.m., giving haircuts for charity at the pub in Phoenixville. Check us out. I think I
might have him hook me up this weekend.
Yeah. So anyway, the $5 bet. What number of attempts do you think he will throw an interception on? He's at 186. So how many will he throw until he throws the pick?
How much is he averaging? How much is he averaging per game? How many attempts is he averaging per game?
I don't know. Let me say 186.5. He's averaging 37 attempts a game. That's a lot. That's pretty crazy.
I'd be throwing a lot.
Yeah. To not throw a pick either, and that's pretty good. So I'm going to go 186. I'm going to say he throws a pick on his 12th attempt. So I'm going to say he just gets short of 200. So I'm going
to say 191. I'm going to go 191.
191. I'm going to go 196.
I'm going to go 191. I think he's throwing. I didn't know he was throwing the ball that much, bro. That's a lot during every game.
There's a lot. I mean, he's still good. Another stat. We'll give another one. We got two more I want to talk about here. This one's actually pretty crazy. That the last time Desmond Ridder lost a home football game, he was in high school. He's 31-0 at home across NCAA and NFL. That's a crazy stat, bro. Considering the fact that Atlanta hasn't been good at home in the last couple of years.
Well, how many games has he been the starting quarterback for Atlanta, though? Because remember, I think this is 7 games?
Yeah, I think
6. 6-0 as a starter at home. That's impressive.
Well, no. I don't know how many of them were at home. Maybe 3 or 4 of them were at home in the NFL. I don't know. That's pretty good. It's not bad. That's crazy. But my last stat I want to talk about before we get into some of these injuries and the playoffs real quick. The Giants. We all know how bad they are, but do you know how bad they've been? They are the only team in the entire NFL that has not taken a single snap with a lead this season. 5 weeks in, 0 snaps with the lead. And like I said, they play the Bills this week, so might as well flip it over another week. Giants fans, y'all are dumb. You're in trouble. They're in trouble there, man. But, yeah, it's in trouble. But real quick, I want to talk about some of these injuries because, we talk about it every week. But if you're a fantasy football owner and you need a running back right now, good luck. You're in trouble because we got A-10 out. Couple weeks hamstring. We got James Conner going to the IR, knee injury. Typical James Conner, gone. I forget the backup's name in Arizona, but good luck. He got some weird ass name. Don't know. Khalil Herbert. Doubtful. He's probably going to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury as well. The big injuries of the week, though. Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's going to the IR with a hamstring injury, likely to miss 4 to 6 weeks. I want to talk about that real quick. What happens if they lose all 4 of those games? Justin Jefferson come back? What's going to happen? Minnesota's about to implode real quick. Because
you got pay my man? Didn't they just pay him?
No, Kirk Cousins is on a contract year, but he cannot be franchise tagged. So they're in trouble. They should trade him, right? But I'm
enjoying it. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm enjoying it.
What do you do with Kirk Cousins?
I think is what he is. I don't hate Kurt. I think he's a better Phillip Rivers.
So if you're Minnesota, do you try and sign him back to a reasonable deal, or do you trade him or let him walk? Given the fact
that I want a younger guy. I want a younger guy. I want somebody who's gonna fall in. I mean, could that be a place where Caleb Williams fall to that team?
I want to give a lot of you some hope here. There's been a lot of rumors out there along the NFL Twitter grapevine that they offered Justin Jefferson a contract over the season, and he declined it. He didn't decline it because of money. They offered him a record high of money, but he declined it because he wants to play with Kirk Cousins. So you would trade him. Now, hypothetically speaking,
he wants to play.
You might get Justin Jefferson as well if you trade for him later in the season, given the fact that he's out. Man, like I said, they're going to implode real fucking quick in Minnesota. Take some notes from Chicago. You're in the division, y'all. Dude, it's going to implode real quick there because I think you trade Kirk Cousins. If you lose next week, you're already like three games down. You can't stop anybody. You can't just let him walk. Like, you can't just let him walk. You got to trade him. But we'll see. I mean, if they tank and get Caleb Williams, I'm pretty sure Justin Jefferson will be pretty happy. And that'd be pretty scary, but we'll see. Another injury we got. Anthony Richardson comes back from an injury, hurts his shoulder, AC joint. Likely out 5 to 8 weeks. With that type of injury, he's a rookie. He's probably going to miss the whole rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know. They are 3-2. Their team looks pretty good right now. I think Gardner Minshew might hold them over. I think.
For the next couple weeks, he could.
Well, he got an AC joint in his throwing shoulder as a rookie. He might not be back. You know, they didn't put him on. This is
another year. This is another year for Gardner to prove himself. So I mean, whenever he has to do that, he's been okay. So we'll see what he can do.
See what happens there. A lot of injuries, man. We can just make a chart. I can put it behind me. It'll cover my whole wall with quote unquote major injuries.
Major injuries.
my least favorite injury of the year was Emmanuel Mosley from Detroit. Keep it in your division. Defensive back. Made his first start this week since tearing his ACL in week 5 last year. Tore his other ACL in week 5 this year. I feel bad for that guy, man. But hey, sometimes that makes you better. So heal up. Everyone else, good luck on that. But that's enough, fans. That's enough football talk. We got to talk about our Phillies real quick. MLB playoffs right now, guys. Name a better sports city than playoff Phillies. Name one. I mean, we're going to find out tomorrow when the Phillies come and Atlanta comes and they try to talk shit about our MVP. Even though I like the shit they were saying, I like it. But you don't do that in Philly, bro. You don't do that to Philly because
you
get an ass whooping.
I'm going to keep it real with you. We're 23-11 in the past 50 games in playoff games and at home.
Yeah,
like we're not. This is not a place you can come and just win. And then they have to play us for the next 3 games. Next 3. It's not. This isn't like we'll win one. We'll go back to Atlanta. It's no. You got to win the series in Philly now. I don't think it's gonna happen just off the vibe. Listen, Atlanta's a great team. They showed me last night. I'm not gonna lie. I talked a little shit last night that I shouldn't have. I said they ain't built like that to come with a comeback. But I mean, baseball guys talk. I've never been a huge talker when it comes to baseball. But
they were bound to score. I mean, the way that they scored, we kind of helped them. But they're the most talented in the league. It was kind of like, all right. I mean,
the first home run, I don't blame that. You know what? Just what happens. Wheeler was at the end of his. He was basically at the end of his shift, and he was just like.
It was like they're like the Phillies in a way.
Yeah, they're identical.
It didn't happen yesterday, but if you get Bryce Harper on base to start a game, or he's leading off, usually we score. Unfortunately, last night we didn't score. But what I mean is, both times we allowed Ronald Acuna to get on base. Some bullshit happened, and he scored.
He hit him. He fucking hit him. He fucking hit him. Like Hoffman's first pitch. Think about this. Hoffman's first pitch after Wheeler comes out, you hit Ronald Acuna.
I mean, dude, like you can't do that there because you get the best player on their team momentum. It's playoff baseball, man. Like these guys are going to get through. And first off, I do want to say, how the fuck did Riley hit the ball one hand at 415 feet? Did they give him the Aaron Judge ball? Like, did he have the Aaron Judge ball? I think he did.
Like, he went like this.
I mean,
like he just pushed it. He pushed it.
Yeah, he had the Aaron Judge ball, bro. You know what I'm talking about, right? That loaded baseball. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It kind of looked like it was, but I mean, whatever. I mean, he might be a lumberjack. I don't know because he fucking torched it. But for all you analytics out there that say I hate analytics, they never work. Analytics would have worked on that at bat. This guy can't hit a fastball, so analytics tell us don't throw a fastball. What do we throw? We throw a slider. It's like
slider.
Some things like in playoff baseball that you don't even look at the analytics, you look at common sense. Like even like everybody knew this guy wasn't a fastball. Like every single time he got hit, threw a fastball to him, he whiffed. He should have just threw it. Is what it is. I mean, it's 1-1. Now we got a 3-game series. Home advance Philadelphia. I think I like our chances. I do.
I do too.
But we'll see.
No guarantees in Red October. No guarantees in October. If you thought you were gonna go into Atlanta and sweep them on their home field, crazy. That's just a dream. That's a reach. The thing that pissed me off about last night was how we lost. Shout out to my man. Yo, he made a hell of a play. Michael Harris Jr. made a hell of a play.
I thought that ball was gone, first of all. Like, he went far.
If it would have hit the gate, Bryce is scoring.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what are your thoughts on Bryce Harper? Because I was listening to 94.1, 97.5 today, and there was a lot of mixed emotions on what they think about Bryce Harper's base running in that situation.
Why are we talking about his base running and not Trey Turner's two errors more?
Well, because the end of the game was
but Trey kind of started it. But I don't blame Bryce for it. As much as I want to be like, you're a fucking asshole for doing that, I think he made a baseball decision because I think he thought that was going to hit the wall.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think he was sitting there like, oh, I'm going to run regardless. He knew I think he saw with his eyes, I'm going to hit that fucking wall. It's going to hit the wall and I'm out.
I mean,
it looked like it. Dude, from our eyes, exactly. Imagine from their eyes being on the field. He probably thought that was gone. I don't think he thought like, oh, he ain't catching it. Michael Harris made the play. Then he made the bigger play with that throw. So,
I mean, I agree. I agree with exactly what you just said there. And I honestly think we lost the game because, like I just said, you walk Acuna twice. What happened?
I agree.
You walk the best player in baseball or the best player on the team. You can't do that in playoff baseball. The rest of the team's gonna rally around. They're gonna get them in. And I honestly think if Trey Turner doesn't make that first error to allow them to score first, I think we shut down again. I think it's a shutout again.
It's been Trey's knock. It's been Trey's knock all season though. He has 23 errors?
Oh yeah.
One of the fastest players in the league. He's one of the fastest players in the league, but he has 23 errors in his whole season. So, I mean, that's not great for a guy in this position to have. They'll clean it up though. It was just sloppy baseball last night towards the end. And you can't be like that in the playoffs. You can't make those decisions in the playoffs and be like, we're going to recover. You can't. Playoff is a lot of momentum.
I agree. The good thing about it is going forward, we have home field advantage, and there's no bigger home field advantage in baseball right now than Philly, which is great. But not only do we have home field advantage, I very highly think we got the pitching advantage as well because they got a lot of struggling arms out there. I don't even know who's in the game 3. Aaron Nola has been lights out in the last month. You know, Aaron Nola at home, he's been pretty good. He might give up a home run here and there. But when it comes to playoffs, he's been pretty good at the end of the year. He's been good in the playoffs last year. So, I mean, I think if he can give us five and a third innings, kind of like a little more than Rangers Suarez did, bringing the bullpen again, I think Phillies take this game because I think they got Elder pitching maybe. Is Morton going? I don't know. But historically, the Phillies torch Morton. I looked up the stats. So please pitch Morton. We kill him. But I don't even know if I think he's on the IL still. I don't know. They didn't update it as of now. But I predict the Phillies to take game 3. And then we'll look at game 4 going forward. I don't want to make a prediction because I don't know.
We'll be back Thursday for a reaction. So, I mean, I think the Phillies, bad taste in the mouth. Bryce had this look in his eyes that I've seen before. We've all seen before. He had this look in his end of the game where he was like, hey, that's the start of a tear for him.
Not even being biased, like, it's hard for me to pick the Braves to even win a game in Philly. Like, it really is. I mean, but then again,
if it's not Spencer Strider's not pitching, and unless it's a game 5, unless we
I don't think it matters who pitches. That's the thing. I don't think it matters who pitches for them because at home, like they're just so elevated. The way the crowd is with the team, it's just like it's unbelievable. But then
it's not the place you want to.
Yeah, you got the Astros right. This just won 9-1 in Minnesota. So, I mean, the road team is not a complete bust. Like, there's no chance that you can't win. But Minnesota is not Philly. But 14 hits by Houston tonight, 9-1. They're up in the series 2-1. You think they're going to close that series out, Houston?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate to admit it. Houston's always that team, so I think they close out.
They don't lose this round. We got the other series going on right now. Texas is leading the series 2-0. Currently leading the game 1-0. I think that's a sweep. I think Orioles were way ahead of schedule. Great season by the Orioles, but way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think Texas is a good team, man. I love that. I love their manager, bro. I love their man. I love Texas manager, bro. I do. He's a winner, bro. When he was San Fran, I was like, damn, this guy don't fucking lose, man. He's like a vampire, bro. he had those giant teams to keep him.
He has won 12 of his last 13 playoff series. That's unbelievable.
Crazy. Good luck seeing him. Good luck.
That's when he lost the World Series. It's the only one he lost. He's definitely going to get appearances.
Houston's going to have a hard time with that. I'm going to say that right now.
Hey, man, they know each other. Division.
They do. Same state, too.
What do you think about Dodgers Diamondbacks? What do you think Dodgers
are down 2-0? The Diamondbacks, man. The Diamondbacks ain't nothing, sleep on, man. Like, they're showing it.
The Diamondbacks don't remind you of the Philadelphia Phillies from last year. You bring in a player, Castellanos. They brought in Gurriel. You got home run hitters. They got Walker. We have Schwarber. They don't have a Harper, but they got Corbin Carroll, who's kind of a younger Harper. And then they got the pitching. They got Gallen. They got Kelly. They're scary, man.
I like Gallen a lot. So Gallen's a hell of a pitcher.
Yeah, he was beast last night. He was beast. I like him. Great thing is the Dodgers are favored. The Dodgers are favored to win Game 3, -145, the highest out of all the games.
It's LA, bro. Expect. Mookie Betts is in the game. Everybody got a chance. That's all it is.
I mean, they got Betts and Freeman, so yeah, I agree with that. Last thing I want to say before we get out of here, real quick. We got a couple UFC fights coming up to end the year. Which fight are you most excited about? We got UFC 294, which is headlined by Oliveira versus Islam. We got Hamzat versus Paulo Costa. And then after that, we got Stipe and Jones. On top of that, we got what's your name? Jerry versus Alex. Which of those fights are you most excited to see for the end of the year for combat sports?
I want to go Jones and Stipe. It's GOAT versus GOAT. I love Stipe. He got me my first win in our debate. So that's my guy. But I gotta roll with that one just because it's Bones Jones versus Steve, and those two are goats. Those are two goats right there. Second one would probably be Kamzat versus Paulo because I want to see him destroy Paulo. I want to see him kill him. And it's gonna be a fun match, and it's gonna be a fun lead up to that fight. Then I'll probably go Islam after that because I think we're gonna see what he really is about.
I agree. Listen, I'm actually very hyped to see the light heavyweight title, Jerry versus Alex.
Sleeper too, man. I think Alex might fucking pull it out.
It's a tough fight. They're literally Jerry's come back from the injury. Alex is just he's a beast. He's a beast. Obviously, I'm most excited about John Jones' fight because this dude's just gonna destroy Stipe. The funny thing is, I think everybody's saying destroy Stipe, but I don't think he's gonna destroy him. I think he's gonna. It's gonna be. Remember when he fought Rashad Evans when they're friends? They're kind of timid.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he has so much respect for Stipe being as good as he is, a GOAT, that he might be a little timid early. That he's not going to come out and shoot like Gane. That's why he's trading with Gordon Ryan right now to get the ground game. So I don't know. I think Jones is going to win the fight. I think he's going to run through him in round 2, but not round 1. I think it's going to be a round 2 submission there. But UFC 294 is stacked. We got all the Russians versus all the Brazilians. It's literally 8 of them. But
why are they not advertising it like that? I would be advertising shit. I didn't know it was like that.
If you guys have not yet, go look up UFC 294 and look up the records of the guys fighting. It's unbelievable. You got some of the there's Evelev, he's 14-0. You got Ankalev. They're all Ev. They all end in Ev. Mokalev. They're all 14-0, 15-1, 22-1. They're all unbelievable. So they literally made it's literally Russia versus freaking Brazil, the whole fight card. So that fight card's stacked from top to bottom because it's gonna be a war. So for you combat sports fans out there, read some of the names they got. They're all Olev. Read a couple of them.
For 295?
Yeah, you got 294. That's all the Russians, right? Yaz Island.
No, that is 295 is Jones and
294. 294.
All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah. Oh my God! You got Johnny Walker. Oh my! You got Islam and Charles. You got Paulo versus Cosma. You got Magman versus Johnny Walker. That's right there. That's headlines right there.
Great fight.
Amadov versus I can't pronounce Ikrim's last name, but then you got Saeed.
They're all Russian and Brazilian, bro. Just say that last 2 letters, EF, OF, right?
Yeah.
But don't sleep on that fight card. That fight card is gonna be great. That is in 2 weekends from now. So be prepared. We're gonna have a lot of podcasts because I do a lot of my picks on the Stoop Life. I do a lot of the pick 'em picks, and going into the year, we're 79% on the year picking them. Last fight card, though, I was really bad. I was actually 3-7. That was bad. That's bad. Everybody that I thought was gonna win got knocked out. It was pretty bad. And it wasn't just me. I follow a couple of these other guys that pick them, and they're dude, these UFC Apex, these little cards, man, these guys it's tougher. I don't know. We'll see. But be ready because we also got a couple good boxing fights coming up. Maybe not good, but we got Francis versus Fury coming up. So we're going to be back on. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I don't know how much of a breakdown we'll give you, but we'll give you some satire comedy of what we think.
I don't know how much I want from you on this breakdown because I don't have much to say about this breakdown. We're
going to talk about the possibilities of Francis if he wins.
Yeah.
And what's actually next for Tyson Fury because he signed with Usyk, so we'll talk about that.
That's the fight I'm very interested in. So that's the fight I already have. I actually have that broken down on my phone already. I have my notes and everything. How I think that's going to play off, but I think hopefully Tyson Fury goes in there against Ngannou, and it's just like, all right, let me take it easy because Ngannou still does throw bombs. So let me take it easy now.
The punching power, they showed like two of them with pads, like it was Francis versus Wilder, and Francis hits like twice as hard as him, bro. But it's like you got to understand precision. It's not just about how you hit; it's about where you hit. So it's like, I mean, the dude hits hard as hell, bro. But like, we'll see. Can he actually?
We got to factor in. I mean,
can he get the right angles? Can he get the right timing?
Everybody has. It only takes one punch for anybody. But I just think Tyson's gonna toy with him. I think he's just gonna, make him dance a little bit, and probably, Tyson doesn't look like he hits the hardest.
But the thing is,
he's so accurate with his punches. He kind of dices you up on your face with his jab. Then he leans on you. He leans on you. I don't know. I don't know if Ngannou is going to be able to handle all 300 pounds leaning on him.
He's not going to hit him either because the fight that he has after the Ngannou fight with Usyk is like a month or two. It's like nothing. So he's not going to get hit. He's not going to get hit.
I feel like it's going to be a postponement. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you on this one. I feel like
that would make sense.
Francis might take a bad, injury in training. Then we're going to move on to Usyk and Tyson.
That's what I thought.
Then we're gonna get Ngannou versus like some random boxer. Then we'll get Tyson Fury versus Ngannou. That's what I think is gonna be. The business mind in me, that's what I see. I think he's doing this Ngannou shit to keep his name. He wanted to keep his name kind of relevant. But now that he's signed, exactly. And that's scary, very scary. I don't think Usyk's gonna have a good time in there with him, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll break that down for y'all. Don't worry.
But all right, man.
It's no disrespect.
Yeah, I agree with you. But guys, we had a lot of content going on tonight. Hope you liked our reactions for the NFL, our little pump up for the Phillies, and the combat talk we got going on here. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at Stoop Life Sports. Check us out on Facebook at The Stoop Life. And then check us out right here on YouTube at Stoop Knockout. And we'll be back on Thursday with our picks. Because 2 weeks I've done picks. 2 weeks I wanted to pick them. So be back because we're going to win another week. But Paulie,
it's a sign. It's a sign, brother. When you do your pick'ems live, you have a better chance of winning than you won it when I was on there. So if you get on there, you might win. So that means for most of you, some of y'all who like to talk sports, how about y'all come on the podcast once in a while? Maybe you win something.
Maybe. I mean, good luck. Gotta beat me. I give my picks away, but you gotta beat me. People love to take those picks and change a couple and they lose. But I'm just saying, when I dive into them, we're pretty good. But we'll be back, guys. Thanks for listening. Paulie, we'll catch you later. Go Phillies, baby. Go Phillies. Later, everyone.
Yeah.